After a hard day's work, I decided to go to the top of my base and look down upon the bridge I had just completed. Swimming across the water was no difficult task, but a bridge would make things much more efficient. Plus, it would allow others to come into our territory, new exiles to this land, and those with business, those seeking a new home, a new place, those who would come might find a place to call home, might find a place to call their own. I looked at it from a few different angles. It wasn't in its full completed state. We would definitely dress it up more, but for now it worked. Oh, what is this? What am I seeing? Oh, 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 oh. I'm stumbling everywhere. Oh, something in my head. Visions. Which one is real? Am I there? Am I here? Gain control. Gain control. Fight the visions. I can't fight the visions. What am I seeing? Blackness. Darkness. Wailing. Crying. I'm to be sacrificed. Soon. I'm in the darkness. I can't see anything. Oh, but I hear them all wailing. I remember now. I had been fighting in an army, making our way across the battlefield. We were successful in the previous battle, and we were just coming to the edge of a new battlefield. Not knowing what the status was, we approached carefully. I remember we began going through a ravine with all kinds of rocks, so we had to zigzag through. Every once in a while, people would go out of sight, and when they would be there on the other side of the rock, it was a good thing because people started disappearing when they went out of sight. I myself eventually became one of those people. I don't remember exactly what happened after they grabbed me, but I just remember being thrown into a dark room. They'd explained to me that I'd be offered up to a demoness who had ruled their city for hundreds of years. I thought maybe at first I'd have a chance to fight her, but as soon as I entered the room I knew that'd be wrong. She began to invade my mind. It became a constant struggle just to try to maintain some sort of control. Others in the room seemed to go motionless, blank faces as they awaited their fate. So cruel a fate. To watch their body turn to stone as she sucked their life out of them, but yet their head be left alive so they could wallow in their pain, because yet even that gave her strength. As I waited in the darkness, commotion began to stir. Clearly someone was in the room, and they were moving around fast. The demoness began to respond. I heard a bit of their conversation from my position, but unfortunately I wasn't close enough to fully hear it all. I heard him announce his name was Conan. I heard her hiss at him. I heard her begin to fight with him. As I began to regain some strength after it got quiet, I thought maybe the battle was over. I stood to my feet and I walked somewhat bravely closer towards where I heard the noise. I just wanted to know, would it be over, or was it my end? Was I free, or would I soon die? I was tired of waiting. As I approached closer, I noticed others steadily tiptoeing closer as well in the darkness, just like myself. People have been managed to fight off the mind control that she had tried to place on us. People were strong enough, strong-willed enough to keep her at bay. Just then, we began to peer into little lit alcove. We saw her clashing yet again in the darkness, and we began to hear the sounds and the bellows of a barbarian as he began to swing at her. Eventually, he was able to be the victor in that battle, but in doing so, her blood, her tears, they became one, and they began to flow out of her almost as if to escape. As her bodily presence began to deteriorate from the blows cast at her from the barbarian Conan, it was as a spiritual presence began to manifest, and it shot out in the form of black tears. Ichor some call it, but truly black tears. It splashed all over us, those of us that were creeping around in the blackness. Again, attack began to come. Some of us went insane, even though we were strong before. Some of us went crazy. Those the barbarians slayed, for they attacked him upon approach. Upon sight, even though they were unarmed, they began to pick up whatever they could and try to take his life. He had no choice but to end them. Those of us who were able to fight on, again, yet again, he spared. He had words for us. He said, "I know your strength. This is why I have spared you." I seem to remember briefly being satisfied with my situation. Going from being sacrificed to being spared was definitely an upgrade in life. I began to make use of what I call now powers that seem to come from whatever effect the black tears had on my body, on my spirit, on my soul. I do not really know. Not yet anyways. But I began to have visions. I began to see things. And I began to have a certain kind of strength, a certain kind of drive. And at night sometimes, the darkness would veil my face. After weeks, it would even veil almost my entire body. As I grew in my strength, grew in those powers, they also seemed to gain strength, a life of their own. And out of nowhere, I thought I'd lost everything, for they overtook me. But it wasn't a complete overtaking. It wasn't a loss of mind. It wasn't me going crazy. I didn't try to kill anybody. I just seemed to have lost my memory. And it wasn't until now that I understood the origin of where I'd come from, both in the past, way in the past, although still clouded in much mystery. I had an idea. In my recent history, I recovered. I just have to retrace my steps from there. It was the black tears that rose me up. It was the black tears that caused every man that survived in that room, besides Conan himself, to survive even now in this land. I know there must be others out there who have lost their memory. Maybe they've regained their memory, maybe they're ahead of me, but maybe not. This shall be the sanctuary to all of those who walk amongst the dreams that the black tears give. We shall be known as the black tears, a symbol of our power, a symbol of our origin, a symbol of our capabilities, the powers granted. I am Zaydok, and I know that there are others in these lands. Come, find your place here in your home, and let us rise and conquer these lands.